Taurus.
Hello Taurus, this is your forecast for April 2014, and we have a very dynamic month, very dynamic, so pay attention. We got a lot of things going on. It's going to be quite busy here just on the first few days of the month, and then you're going to have a little breather to kind of like just catch your breath, and then we're going to be very intense end of the month again. So we have here this month, first and foremost, that you're going to feel like you have a need to kind of pull back a little bit, just because this whole entire last year has been one thing after the other. A lot of pressure, a lot of decisions, a lot of mastery of emotions and so forth, and finding your new grounds. And so that in itself is now where the sun is in this area of your chart where you want to recharge, okay, and pull back into your shell, and that will be good for you. Because next month you have a new solar cycle, you know, your birthday chart, which is going to set you off on a totally new year. So it's always those last few weeks before our birthday that we might just feel a little bit more tired and exhausted, a little bit depleted. But it's good though, because when you draw within, you start, you know, your dream time, meaning that you're going to be dreaming about what it is you want now from your new year, and closing, shutting doors to where you've been, those things that took from you, you know, your energy. And so as you're reloading your battery with dreams, which is so important, because that's what keeps us going. It keeps our eye on the horizon, right? So first and foremost, we have that going on, and then we have the new moon here in your chart, which will not be before the end of the month on the 29th. So that's where your intentions are going to be set, all about how you want to power up that inner self, that inner beauty, that radiance that you have. And then we have the full moon on the 15th this month, which for you will fall in the 7th house of partnership, relationships, and feeling that those things are going to be coming to you of what you've been planting, you know. So it's more like a harvest time. And it's going to be a little serious perhaps, because the 7th house here also holds your Saturn. And Saturn is where you've been working within your relationships, where you might have felt there's been more burden, more weight upon your shoulders, but you're strengthening, see, from this now. You're getting a good grip on it, and so I'm feeling this sense of pride of being able to lift and, should I say rise above perhaps too, is all there. Full moon in this area, I think it will be wonderful on the 15th for you. But let's just start right now, top of the month, because we're going to have to go through these storylines, because you're going to need to position yourself a little bit. It's going to be an exciting month. Why? Because the ground is going to be shaking and quaking a little bit here, and in order to get into the new, we got to shake away some of the old. And just like we had a few transits there just at New Year's, top of the year, while they're coming back around and wanting to check with you to see where you're at with it all. So April 1st, we have the Sun squaring Jupiter, meaning that you might need to make a decision. Now, for you, the Sun being in the 12th house, Jupiter in your 3rd house, which is all about communication, there might be some area or some person or group around you wanting to know your thoughts and where you're at, and you're holding a little bit back because you're in that area of your chart where you just want to not really act out too much. You're wanting to keep to self. However, and it's also like you might not even have the answer for it yet. But then watch the Sun and Uranus, they're going to be together on April 2nd. It's still in this area, you know, where the Sun is hiding right now. You might just get a flash of inspiration, intuition. This is excellent, you know, and for it to be in the 12th Piscean house, I feel it's even better, because it's directly from above. It's one of those divine inner inspirations and flash of insight. For those of you who are, you know, more so clairvoyant, you might be able to see a solution, and nothing is better than that. And so you're going to feel you're more on more solid ground come to the 3rd. Mercury and Saturn trine. So that would be the day, if you weren't feeling up to giving out any conclusion or answer or solution, there on the 1st, 2nd. On the 3rd, you're feeling pretty good. Mercury here, 11th house. You might have been having some conversations with some group or some friends that can give you some insight. That's what the 11th house is all about. And then securing it, making more of a firm bridge over to your partner's house, okay? How you see your partner, your spouse, your significant other, or, you know, whoever it is you work with very closely. So this conversation on the 3rd, you're going to feel is very solid coming from you, but it will be challenged at the same time, because as soon as you voice this, Mercury is communication, as soon as you voice it and you're feeling firm, well, here comes Pluto wanting to confront it. And Pluto here is in your 9th house towards your 12th house, so you might get some immediate feedback right away on it that might challenge you a little bit, but you don't really need to respond quite yet. Hang in there. See, Venus right now too on the 5th is going to be moving out of your area of career. This is where you've been working it. You know, all of March seemed to be a good month, where you were feeling that you caught your wave, you were flowing with it, you were happy, giving it your all, and also money-wise, Venus is also money. So that's wrapping it up till the 5th. Then Venus is going to move out of your career house into the social house of friendships. So you will see that the rest of the month is more about catching up with your friends, spending time with them, maybe joining some groups that can be interesting and supportive of who you are, so you can grow a little bit more in these new areas that seem to have quite the creative streak. Maybe it's dancing, maybe it's painting, sculpting. There's something here that can give you a sense of ease. And then we also have on the 7th, we've got Mercury also changing signs. Mercury has been in your 11th house, your social house, all through March. So right now that's going to be joining the Sun in your 12th house, where you're just wanting to quiet down a little bit. Even though Venus wants to have fun, go out and have fun, you could do that as long as you don't have to give out too much of your energy, since you're trying to harness it a little bit. But then again, you know, it's those close, beautiful friends that you have, that your soul friends, you know, that pipeline will be open, okay? There's no stopping it. And so Venus here in this area will support you. Mercury in this area at this time of the month will be opening up a whole stream in your communication, being more so attuned to your own spirit guides. Perhaps your intuition will be growing, and you might feel a whole lot of compassion, a whole lot of emotion. 12th house being Pisces, and your Sun and Mercury is here. Well, you might just feel that very strongly. So then we have on the 8th, we got the Sun opposing Mars. Now the Sun here, 12th house, Mars being in the 6th house, you might feel a little stretched thin between the area where Mars is, your day-to-day routine, the job that you do. We're not talking career, but the physical energy that you expend throughout your days. Well, you've been trying to balance this best you can, and definitely you've had your high days, you've had your low days. There's days you've got energy, there's days you just want to lay on the couch. That is because Mars right now is opposing it, and also because Mars here in March went retrograde from March 1st, okay? So it will give you this fluctuation here until 20th of May. So don't push yourself. You might just feel that you need to rest up on this day. It's a great time just to do those things that feel pleasant. And then we have Venus that's going to be conjuncting, doing the dance with Neptune in your 11th house. Really nice day or evening to be romantic. Venus is love, and Neptune is that higher romantic love, this otherworldly type of love. So if you're planning a date, this would be the date of the month to really hone in on and just watch how it will come together. It's one of the soul feed meetings. On the 14th, okay, here we go. This week, you would probably want to negotiate the best you can and be aware of it, you know, see it from above in perspective, because this whole week is depending on how you sort things out this week, is really going to have an effect on the following week, which is going to be the very, very intense week, not just of the month, but probably a very intense week of the year. We got a lot of squares, oppositions going on with not too happy planets. So if you can be present in the now from the 14th to the 20th this week, and really see what's going on, really listen what's going on, okay? See the writing on the wall, then you'll see that Mercury here is going to be challenged by Jupiter on the 14th square. And then at the same time, same day, it might just be something coming out of the blue. Might be something that you thought were already settled, and here we go again, here it resurfacing, coming to you, or it could be a totally new situation. Uranus always denotes change, which is good when we choose it. We love Uranus because it brings us up out of the rut into new areas of our life so we can have that joy which change brings. But I'm feeling it may not be one of those happy changes, just because the challenge that's attached to the Mercury-Jupiter, and plus the following day Mercury is going to be squaring Pluto. So you're going to feel a little bit between a rock and a hard place. Now for you, this is going to be in the areas of communication, how you communicate, who you communicate with, what is being communicated, what is fair, what is unfair. See, Jupiter wants everything to be balanced, fair, happy-go-lucky. It's not very happy. Pluto is opposing it, okay? And so there's that feel of now what? You know, what? Why? And there's a sense of justice in this. Jupiter rules justice. You know, Pluto in the 9th house, which is ruled by justice, also Jupiter. You might just see that something is being said or shared that you might have a reaction to. Then we have Mars also coming into an opposition to Mercury, and Mercury is you communicating. Here's Mars, which is men around us. It's also our own inner masculinity and our ambitions and drives and so forth. Well, see, when things are coming at you boom, boom, boom so fast, and it's coming unexpectedly, and it's like coming out of left field, and you're not feeling that things are really fair, well, then your Mercury might just want to really open your mouth, you know, and say something. And it can come out quite feisty if you're not aware, but you could also come to see that men around you are the feisty ones coming towards you, challenging you to see where your limitations are and what you're going to accept, what you're not going to accept. So you're going to have to stand strong and try the best you can on the 18th. Because these energies are between the 14th, 16th. But by the 18th, try the best you can to negotiate the absolutely best deal that it goes for the higher good of everybody involved, all right? And you can only think of the higher good of these others when you rise to the occasion, because you may not feel they deserve it, but you can't just look out for you, because if you do this, then you're going to have a lashback in the following week. And this is why I'm saying, think about their higher good as well. And you will have support. Venus is trining Jupiter, the very Jupiter that feels so unfairly placed in this situation. So Jupiter is not happy, but Venus will come and say, hey, listen, I'm going to give you love. I'm going to support you in this. It will work out. You know, there's hope here. And Venus is also on the same day sextiling Pluto, which is also angry. You know, Jupiter and Pluto, they're opposing each other, and they're like, but you're having support if you can go with love on the 18th in your communication, or what it is you're trying to find as a solution or conclusion. Then the following week may not be as bad as it could come out, because we're looking at one of the most intense weeks of the year. This is personally for everybody. It's not just you, Taurus. We're all going to have these aspects. But for you, which is different from the others, yours is going to be in the house of communication and higher communication and justice. Okay, that's where you're going to feel triggered, and where Uranus now is just going to be hammering down with unexpected situations. Okay, that's what's going to trigger it. So listen to what's coming up here. On the 20th, the Sun is going to move out of Aries into Taurus. Now this is your birth sign, so it's strong here with you. But then also we know that when Taurians make up their mind, they may be very firm, kind of locking things in. Away goes flexibility, because this is what I want. That's your security. That helps you in this. Yet at the same time, you don't want to remain as unflexible because of what was building up earlier in the week. You had that chance to power it up with love, because here's what's coming between the 20th and the 23rd. Really quick. Jupiter square Uranus, Jupiter opposing Pluto, Uranus squaring Pluto, Mars squaring Jupiter, Mars opposing Aquarius, and then Mars squaring Pluto. There's nothing there along these days that's going to be supportive of anything. The support you had was on the 18th. Then you're going to have to carry yourself with however this is going to play out for you. And the intensity is severe. Jupiter is really wanting to fight for justice and liberation and truth, and wanting to rise above what you feel has been placed upon you. And Pluto's coming up here saying, well, I want to transform this because it's not right. You know, so there's a battle of energies going on. You will feel it, we will all feel it. And then Mars is getting in there, which is our physical drive and ambition, really wanting to stand up against Jupiter here, and then wants to liberate this whole situation with Uranus, and it wants to pick a fight with Pluto, and we don't like when Mars and Pluto are fighting. That is like dynamite and nuclear. Okay, so that's the 23rd. So all these days you will have a 3-day run where things are like, right? But it depends on you. Be smart. Be wise. If somebody's wanting to pick a fight, let them take out all this energy. Let them be the ones. You know, because these aspects will pass. So even if you weren't able to win the situation over there on the 18th with your solutions of love and harmony, and let's figure this out, we can talk, we can always find a way. You know, that could be you just trying to buy a little time. Because if you're smart and you don't interact on those days, the following days, wait to the end of the month. Wait till you get in here to May, because then these aspects have cleared up a little bit. Then you can get back in and work with it. So I just say, be a pacifist here between the 20th and 23rd. Just try to not even engage if you can. Mars and Saturn is retrograde, you know, so there's not much help in it. Mars went retrograde March 1st, and Saturn went retrograde March 2nd. Mars will be retrograde until May 20th. So that's a long haul still, meaning you don't get that extra help from Mars to be strong and, you know, be the warrior. And also Saturn, which has to do with all the karma, well, that's right out the window. That will be retrograde until July 20th, okay? So we're looking at karmic situations. That's what Saturn is. And Saturn is still asking us to rise above and find that strength so we can master our situation. So that's all you want to be careful about the last few days, you know, and it's all about loving self, you know, and I know you are so strong. You're ruled by Venus, right? And so this is good. You're ruled by Venus, and Venus is the only thing that can save us this month, and that is your ruler. Plus, you are Taurus, and you have the sun in your sign, so that's going to help and can save you too. So, you know, I always love to bring good news, happy news, you know, when it's there, but if it's not here on the list, I still have to deliver. But, you know, you Taurians, you are so great. You are so grounded, you know, and this is, you know, I think it's going to make it a little easier for you than some of the other signs. So, but it is really time to kind of live up to that higher self, the higher good for you, but also this month, look at what's for the higher good of everybody around you. That will come back around, support you to get through this, all right? So this is pretty much what we have for you this month. You do want to pay attention once again here at New Moon on April 29th. That is all those good intentions about how you want to transform your life. You got once a year in this area that you can put down those intentions, and that will be now. And then you also have the full moon of things harvesting in on the 15th. And that's coming in full moon just as things are starting to percolate and bubble up to the surface. So you know, it's coming from a partnership house. So then you have it, Taurians, okay? So go listen to your moon and rising sign, because these energies that we portrayed for you will be coming out in another part of your chart when you listen to your moon and your rising signs. Give you a fuller picture. And I'll see you next month. Bye now.
Do you follow Karen's daily scopes yet? If not, and wonder what they hold, click the sample link below and listen to both the Astro Scope and Tarot Scope, and get a feel for what you can expect in your love, career, and financial outlook for today.